Good afternoon and welcome to another Webinar Wednesday, number 337, hosted by the Cal State Bakersfield Small Business Development Center. Good afternoon, I'm Kelly Bearden, and I'll be your host today for, I think, a great webinar. A lot of stuff to go over today. We have exciting guests, good programs to discuss, and so let's get rolling. Thank you for allowing us to be here today, March 5th. And yes, having a large family, I have another birthday I get to wish, birthday greeting I get to make a wish for today. And that is to my oldest grandson, a little fine young gentleman I just call Hey Now. Some of you might know that reference, but Hey Now is celebrating a birthday. Hayden, happy birthday today. Granddad will be sending that birthday greeting to you shortly. So today, on March 5th, we're going to be talking about marketing hacks, and our special guest will be bringing you a lot of marketing hacks today, 25 of them to be exact. Maybe throw in that 26 just for old time's sakes. I think so. Also, our SBA Disaster Public Information Officer will be in-house today. And so not many of you know this, but there are 7 disasters that she will go on over that are currently open disaster declarations that are available to Kern County businesses, and we will talk about those as well. Last thing we'll hopefully ever say about the beneficial ownership information filing. The final nail is in the coffin. That thing is over with. No more do you need to worry about filing that. It has been actually through an executive order, it has gone away. So no more discussion, beneficial ownership filing for those other than sole proprietorships. So no more requirements, no more fears of 16,000 in penalties if you don't do that. Goodbye and good riddance. Oh, we'll have some news, a little bit more news and information, and we have plenty of resources to help you thrive. Our economic corner has a big announcement today, one that I'm very happy to make in just a little bit. Our capital quarter focuses on the economic injury loans and the terms that we will talk about today. So our regular features, economic corner, capital quarter, have issues on that, discuss that. And also live questions will be taken after the presentations today. Our resources will be added to the chat box. And we have a poll today. So let's jump right into today's poll and a couple of different poll questions, figuring we have a lot of you fine marketing people out there. So maybe the SBDC should do a little marketing today. So let's start with marketing, and let's start with this particular question. And it's just going to be, which of the following was not declared an SBA disaster in Kern County? Was it the Borel fire? Was it the mountain fire? Was it the Earth, Wind, and fire? Or the Topanga Route 27 closure? Not Route 137, it's actually 27. So we have a lot of opportunities there in Kern County. Can you access the Borel fire? Well, I hope so, because we've talked enough about that one. The mountain fire, Ventura County fire, also Earth, Wind, and fire, great R&B, and the Topanga. Let's end the question for number 1. Our whimsical question of the day is going to be, which is not a current SBA disaster, and 81% of you correctly identified Earth, Wind, and Fire as an outstanding rhythm and blues group back in the day, but not a current disaster for the SBA. The Topanga Route 27, or technically you're correct because it's not Route 137, but actually Route 27 is going to be discussed today, and you could actually file a disaster even in a canyon in Los Angeles. We'll have more on that coming soon. Okay, let's go back and go to our second particular question. And our second particular question is, what is your biggest issue? So give me a chance to do a little market research here at the SBDC. What is your biggest issue facing you right now? Is it inflation? Is it workforce issues, government regulations, cash flow, accessing capital to grow, or finding or retaining customers. So we have already jumped in. 37% of you have answered your biggest issue. Is it inflation, workforce, government regulations, cash flow, accessing capital, or finding and retaining customers? With 56% of you, give you one last chance to jump in with your biggest issue. You see the list. Your biggest issue, we're going to go ahead and close the poll with 59% of you completing that. And your biggest issue today, sharing that result. 37% of you say it's accessing capital, 26% finding or retaining customers. We have 16% still with inflation, 11% cash flow, and bringing up the end of our issues, our workforce and government regulations. Thank you for participating. And one last particular question. And our last question is, what marketing platforms do you primarily use? Do you use Facebook, Google, business profiles? And this is a multiple, you can actually do multiple answers to this as we move along with LinkedIn, Pinterest, and TikTok. And also, I thought we had X and others. Yes, they are there. X, YouTube, and others also. So a lot to choose from there, and you get a few different choices. Facebook, Google Business Profile, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, X, YouTube. And if you have another, please add it to the chat and we'll pull that up in a little bit. So we have 53% of you that is helping with our marketing for our marketing specialists today. So 54% of you have completed this. Give you one last chance to get in. You got just the last second to get in under the wire. And we will end today's final poll question with 63% of you responding. We have 67% that use Facebook, 62 Instagram. The third choice is a tie between YouTube and Google Business Profile. Also, LinkedIn was right there behind them at 57%. I have so many of them, I can't keep them all straight. 14% X, 10% TikTok, 5% Pinterest. Thank you for participating. Really appreciate you spending the time to provide a little market research for us today. Okay, that brings us to our very first guest speaker today, special guest. And we will be bringing in Michelle Genovese. She's a public information specialist for the SBA's Office of Disaster and Recovery and Resilience. Long, successful career with SBA. A lot of outreach, marketing specialist, financial, boy, hey, just a jack of all trades, more or less. Loan specialist, lender relationships, disaster specialist. But for a brief 3 years, Michelle semi-retired to the Quidby Island in Washington State for a little quiet, peace, relaxation before returning to her current position. And she's here with us live today. Michelle, thank you for joining us and take it away.
Happy anniversary, by the way. 35 years. I'm impressed. And I'm very happy that you invited me here to explain a little bit more about our program. And you do sound like a radio host, disc jockey. I gotta say that I feel like I'm on radio right now. So it is quite exciting to be here in Bakersfield. And I'm glad that I'm able to talk with everybody online here on what our program actually does, because so many people don't really understand how we can actually help those that have been affected by the 7 declarations in this area in Kern County. And most people don't realize that they are also eligible for the wildfires, being a contiguous county, which means we don't just offer assistance to those that have been closed by the businesses in the Pasadena fires. What we also do is we provide those businesses that are or that were supplying goods and services to those areas that closed their businesses, which may very well impacted the businesses up here in Kern County. So that's what I'm trying to do, is to reach out to those businesses that have been affected indirectly by those fires also, in addition to the 7 declarations that are currently available for everyone to apply for these loans. Now, our loans are direct, low interest. We can go as long as 30 years on our terms. So these are loans that may be very beneficial instead of you using your credit cards, or instead of you closing your doors because you feel that you can't go on with your business anymore. Our loans give you, the business, the opportunity to get these loans that have no prepayment fees, that if you decide you change your mind, you don't have to accept that loan. We're going to give you a year to start making payments, and we're not even going to start interest until that year is up. So we're pretty good with these loans, and it's alternate funding that you may need to use towards your general operating expenses. So if you've got a monthly lease that you have to pay, our loans can offer you that assistance. If you have bills that you normally pay, even with your credit cards, we can utilize our loans to make those monthly payments. So again, you don't have to close your doors. We want to make sure you keep them open. Most of our rates start as low as 4%. I don't think anybody can get financing as good as what our terms are, our conditions are, and unsecured loans can go from $14,500 on up to $50,000. So depending on the type of loan, declaration, those things will all be determined. I know as a loan officer, and yes, I've done quite a lot with SBA, starting off as a loan officer back in 1998. So it shows you how old I am. But I know the system very well. If somebody is worried that they may not be approved, let us make that decision, because at the SBA, I always called ourselves lenient lenders. We're going to look at everything. We're going to look at your financials. We'll look at your tax returns just to make sure that you do have the capability of making those loans. And I've made loans as low as $50 a month for 30 years. So it's a loan that you're better off to actually apply for and see if you're approved for. If you have been declined, again, I've also worked on those reconsiderations where I've approved them after they've been declined for whatever reasons. If it was credit, we're going to take another look at it based on your documentation that you send in. So you always have a second and third and final chance to get one of our loans. I hear many people are worried about their credit. I often tell people, if you're worried about your credit affecting this loan, pull your credit report before you apply with us. We generally give quite a few months for you to recognize that you've had an economic injury loan. So again, if you have noticed in your sales have been dropping because of these disasters, they've affected your revenues. You want to apply for these loans and again, see if you can be approved. Again, with the credit, pull your credit report, because when we pull your credit report, it's only a soft hit. So it's not going to affect your credit scores that badly. And what I suggest is if there's any issues, take a look at those issues and come on in here to see Kelly, and I'm sure they can help you work out that credit report and see if they can fix any of those issues before you apply for our loans. So again, our next one is coming up in April 1st for the landslide. All the rest of the disasters and the deadlines are shown there. But again, if you're experiencing any hardship, by all means, you can apply for these loans by going on to sba.gov right at the top It'll walk you through. It's that easy. If you have any questions on how to apply, we have a great customer service staff. And yes, I used to work there too. And that's at 1-800-659-2955. You can tell them Michelle said hello. And they can walk you through that process on how to apply for those loans if you have any questions on them. More information on our economic loans. Those loans can go up to $2 million. And in some cases, if it's a major source of employment, which means that you're employing a good percentage of the area in your business, we can even exceed $2 million. But that does have to be approved, and Kelly again can walk you through that program and those steps, or you can call our 1-800 number for more details on that. But again, that working capital loans is going to carry you through this disaster, and hopefully we'll be able to help you out.
So Michelle, come on in here. I have a couple of questions. I just want to, all these are basically going to be the bottom loan program, the economic injury disaster loan. So the economic injury loan is basically when a small business has had a loss of sales. It could be a business located right here in downtown Bakersfield, and they might be doing business with a Los Angeles County firm that burned. And then all of a sudden, what you see is all of, 60-70% of their sales disappear. So it's designed, most of these 7 that we looked at, I think all 7 of them are designed to actually replace that working capital, that monies that they have lost, to get them through and over the hump into maybe getting back to normal.
Exactly. And to keep them from closing their doors, because 98% of America, small business, they're the backbone of America. So again, we don't want to see any of those businesses close. We have to get close.
There's seven of those. Wow.
7 disasters. And like I said, if you have a bakery that you're supplying to a restaurant that burnt down, if you have a security company that's offering security for some of these businesses that closed down, those are the type of businesses that are on the outskirts of Pasadena area, the LA County area. And those are the people that are eligible for disaster relief out here in Kern County.
Okay, well, great. A lot of different disasters. And I really think it's a difficult concept to get across to people that it's not, these 7 loans aren't for a building that burned. They're for the business that has been impacted, your business that has been hurt, and to try to get things back on the feet. So thank you so much. And here at the SBDC, we can actually assist you with the economic injury disaster loan information. We can provide you more information, and that'll be our capital quarter for today. So great information. Thank you for joining. Stick around and answer some questions at the end.
Absolutely.
Perfect. And then when you have questions, please go to that Q&A box. It's going to be sitting there waiting for you. And we will get to all of the questions after today. One of the resources that we like to let people know about is free human resource advising. And there's a hotline for this information. A number of the counties throughout the San Joaquin Valley, Central Coast, and Sierra Foothills, along with the Eastern Sierra Range, have partnered with the California Employees Association. No fee at all. Depending on which county you're in, you can look and see right there. Go to your particular phone number and call the California Employer Association. We've heard great things from our clients that have actually utilized this particular service. And who doesn't need a little HR help every now and then? Our community calendar, our resource of all the good things that are happening, a couple of unusual or different type of events that most people don't know about. And there is the West Kern Economic Alliance, and there's an East Kern Economic Alliance. And what they do is they meet bi-monthly. There's a lot of local officials, so it could be your city managers, it could also be your local economic development people. But we do get entrepreneurs that come there as well. So in West Kern, it's coming up next week. It's going to be in Wasco. There's the address if you want to stop by and maybe ask questions, find out what's going on. And also the following week, we'll be out in East Kern. and be in East Kern and Ridgecrest, where the Eastern Kern communities will all come together and talk about some of the issues that they face. And this is hosted by the Kern Economic Development Corporation. We are a regular attendee and let people know what's going on from our perspective and go there to try to help those entrepreneurs that might show up as well. So those are coming up. Also, our SBDC toolbox have a lot of great tools. One of the things with a lot of people thinking marketing for this particular webinar, we don't talk about very often, but it's our SBDC net right over here in the left-hand side, which is a national clearinghouse. It's an all exclusive SBDC out of the University of Texas, San Antonio. And what they do is they do a lot of great market research information. They do information on competition and kind of a lot of great information that they can provide clients of the Small Business Development Center. So if you're a client and you want some of that marketing research information, it's great information. A lot of it is broken down by zip and find out where your competition is coming from, local areas. Really a treasure trove of information. Talk to your SBDC advisor, sign up for SBDC services, and we will plug you into the SBDC net. One of the many tools that we have. Next week, I'm excited to announce that Dr. Mark Evans, our Emeritus Economics Professor, and more importantly, of course, our Webinar Wednesday resident economist is going to return. And Dr. Evans has been on a little sabbatical, so he's going to return. And I think with everything going on in the world with economics and a lot of the changes that we're seeing, really the impact that the general economic trends have on small businesses are huge. And really getting to know what's potentially could happen and getting in front of that information is vital. So Dr. Evans will be joining us next week on our webinar number 338. If you would like to contact us, you can actually receive confidential, no cost, no obligation, expert consulting. You can go to our website at csubsbdc.com. That is csubsbdc.com. You can meet with a lot of great advisors that we have, including one of our newest ones, and that is Jeff Simpson. Yes, the guy I'm introducing is today's special guest, our latest member of the team. And Jeff owns and operates the Eastern Sierra Marketing, a marketing group that specializes in daily social media management for businesses, events, and government organizations. He previously had worked as the Mono County Economic Development Director, did some great work with Jeff in Mono County over the last several years. Before, he was the Director of Sales for the Reno Bighorns, a minor league NBA team in Reno, Nevada. Who knew that? Give yourself a prize if you need that. Jeff holds a Bachelor's of Science degree in business from the University of Nevada and a Master's in Sustainable Tourism from Arizona State University. And he did a little studying abroad in Torino, Italy, which doesn't sound like too bad of a gig either, as was being born and raised in Bridgeport, California, one of our fine communities that we serve in the Eastern Sierra. He's a fourth-generation East Sider, traveled extensively before returning to his Eastern Sierra roots, and now is living in Bishop, California. Jeff, great to have you on today. Thank you for joining us, and take it away.
Kelly, good to see you. Congratulations on 35 years. Happy anniversary. Perfect. So we'll get started. Today we're going to be focusing on 25 game-changing social media hacks for small businesses. This is going to be a little bit of a more deeper dive. We're not going to be talking too much about the structure of a post, how to create your Facebook page, and the basics of running social media. We're really going to do some deep dives into some tricks and some tips that we've learned over the years, things that I've picked up at different conferences, and kind of all my bag of tricks that I have to grow and manage your social media, especially for people who own small businesses that have extremely busy schedules. So I run Eastern Sierra Marketing, and I've used all of these tactics that we're going to be talking about for a whole bunch of different social media topics, from a public health page that I posted every day on since the pandemic, to hiking pages. I post about tobacco prevention and education, some fun things like sports teams and lodging and retail businesses. But I also run a page just talking about mules every single day. So again, these tactics can work against a wide range of topics in different businesses. So the first thing I'll tell you, which is the most easiest, is to go to your Meta Business Suite, and I'll show you how to do that, and go invite people to like your page. Facebook has a spot here where anybody who has interacted with your page, whether they've liked a post, commented on a post, or shared a post, but doesn't currently follow you, they keep all of these people here in this spot on the homepage in your Meta Business Suite. You just click send invites, and anybody who doesn't follow your page currently, but has interacted with your page somehow in some fashion, will get sent an invite saying, such and such business has invited you to like their page. They'll get a notification there, and it's a very easy, organic way to instantly grow your page. And you can do up to 1,000 invites per day. So if you have a lot of engagement and a lot of people liking your post, you can go in here daily and invite people to follow your page. A very fast and easy way to grow organically on Facebook. The next tip here is to start using this Business Meta Suite for all of your posting, your engagement. Just go to business.facebook.com. Both your Facebook and your Instagram pages are accessible here, and you can post on both of those pages here. So you can schedule all of your posts up to 30 days in advance, both on Facebook and Instagram. You can do all of your stories scheduled out on here. You can post instantly. All of your messages and your comments for both platforms gets funneled into one section, so you can easily respond and not have to log in on your phone or go to all your different pages. And then you can do all of your analytics in one spot as well. It has a breakdown for Facebook and Instagram. And then also you can do all of your ad management, your boosting, all of your special ads right here in one spot. It's a free tool that Facebook has launched a number of years ago that I used for all my accounts. Business.facebook.com. It's called the Business Meta Suite. Another thing you can do instantly after getting off this webinar is get verified with a blue badge. This is no longer exclusive to the elites of actors and big businesses. Anybody now with the money can pay to get this blue badge. There are a few different Meta verified pricing tiers. The cheapest starting at $14.99 all the way up to $350. These are for the big box chains, maybe someone like Target or someone of that size. But what happens when you get verified is your profile is recognizable, it's authentic, and then also it comes up in the searches more easily. A lot of people have been trying to get verified for years and years and years. Now, Meta just launched this paid version. Not only that, but you can also get support. You can chat and email with agents. I know over the years I've had a ton of issues, glitches, ads that aren't performing correctly, and there's been no one to reach out to. But if you want to pay a monthly subscription, you can have someone there to help you and help run your account. Next tip here is, especially if you have a physical location like a retail dining spot, make sure people can check in at your physical location. Okay, most pages do not automatically do this. You should go into Instagram and search the location of your business and see if it comes up here so people can check in when they're posting. This is free advertisement that you can get from your customers when they're in visiting your businesses. They want to show off your food, they want to show off your clothes, they want to check in at your business and showcase your profile. So make sure that your physical location can be checked in at, and this is how you do that. Not a lot of people know how to do this. You go to your Facebook page, and then on the left-hand side here, make sure your address is entered correctly. Click on your address, it'll take you to the map. And this is where you can change it. Almost all new pages that I create, this pin is in the ocean, somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean off of Africa. You have to drag this pin manually to your location and set it at the exact location of your business. Wait about 48 hours, 2 days or so, and then you can it'll automatically translate to Instagram, and people can now check in at your business. So make sure people can check in and give free advertisement on their channels to your page here. Okay, next tip here is optimize your content for mobile. As I think everyone knows, almost all of our digestion of social media channels are consumed on phones now. And so you want to optimize your content for phone engagement and phone consumption. And what does that look like? I think the number one tip I have is to use vertical images. I try to use vertical images almost exclusively. And what happens is when people are on their phones scrolling with their thumb vigorously through all of this content, you can see on the right-hand side there, the horizontal picture, it just doesn't take up that much real estate on their phone when they're using their thumb scrolling up. But the vertical photo, there's a much more longer space that will go with your scrolling up with your thumb. And that makes your content stand out when you're going through that. It just makes your spot on their feed that much more visible. The real estate has increased for you. So use vertical images and videos, not just images. The next tip here is to keep your copy of your post as short as possible. If you see on the left-hand side here, we have just a one sentence with a few hashtags put in there. On the right-hand side, it's a bit more bulky, but there's that more button. And this is on Facebook as well. Again, people have short attention spans. They're scrolling. They want to consume this content as fast as possible and as easy as possible. They don't want to have to hit that see more or that more button in order to read your post. So try and keep it short and concise. If you have more to say, I'd say link it to your website and they can read the more information there on your website. This is also another great tip is to use an emoji on your posts. Of all the studies I've seen, it just massively increases the engagement, just adding one emoji. The latest reports that I pulled show a 25% increase on Twitter, 57% increase in likes on Facebook, and up to 48% more interactions on Instagram. So the easiest thing you can do, and it's not just the smiley face or a heart, you should be adding, you know, a skier if you're talking about skiing, and hiking if you're talking about hiking, and adding food emojis if you're talking about your restaurant. Excuse me. Number 9, add Facebook Pixel to your website. This is free code that you can download off Facebook and then embed it into your website. And Facebook will track the IP addresses of your users and what pages they click on your website. And then you can create audiences in the future to target those people that have been to your website. So for instance, when I was working at Mono County Tourism, we embedded some code into our fall color page. So when fall color season was approaching, we could download everybody who's ever been to our fall color report page and then target them with a Facebook ad directing them to possibly come back this next season. So again, retargeting people that have been to your website, something easy you can do is dump this code into your website. Number 10 is to set up a free marketing call with Meta Protein. Meta is a for-profit business. We know that. They are dying to get more ad money into their system, and they have free salespeople that you can chat with to set up ads and to work through your marketing. It's super easy. I've met with them several times. Sometimes I'll pretend I'm interested in in doing ads just so I can talk to someone that can help me with an issue that I'm having. But this is free to everyone. Meta Protein. You can just Google it and register and start a call and set up a call with a team member. They'll help you build an ad for your business. Okay, number 11, start micro boosting, not micro dosing. This is something that I tell people, if you are just feeling stagnant within your page, go back through the last 60 days or even the last 6 months and look at some of your best performing posts and just spend $5 to $10 boosting it and getting it out there one more time. This is the best of your best content over the last 6 months. Just putting $5 to $10 will get that content back up in front of people and kind of reinvigorate your pages. Something cheap you can do and something easy you can do. But again, if you're stagnant and feeling like you're not getting anywhere, you're not getting likes, just go back through and do some micro boosting. $5 to $10 on your best post will do you wonders to re-energize your page. If you are boosting, things have changed dramatically from if you were doing this 10 years ago or 7 years ago. Basically, the algorithm has been defined now that you don't need to put in all of these special interest age ranges Let the Advantage Plus placement, which is provided by Meta, do all of the work. When you're doing your ad, the only thing you need to really look at is your duration, the money you want to spend, and then possibly geolocating that ad. So for instance, if I'm a dining business or in Bishop, I'm probably going to do an ad only targeting Inyo County or the greater Bishop area for people that aren't located in that geographic area. So again, use Advantage Plus placements. Do not worry about interest, about topics, about age ranges or gender or any of that. The best way to get the most out of your money is just to use the Advantage Plus placement that is provided free of charge. Another thing is just getting overwhelmed by comment and message responses from people and inquiries. I always, first thing I do when I get a new client is set up an auto response through messages. This allows you to just say, hey, we're not going to respond to you through messages. Please call us on our hotline, call us on our phone number, or email us, or let them know that it's going to take 2 to 3 days for responses. And like on this one here, we're just directing people to the website, an easy and fast way to get people the information they need rather than having to filter through messages as they come through. Another tip here is to share your content through Facebook groups. Facebook groups are things like the buy, sell, trade, hiking groups, auto club groups, things that have tens of thousands of followers in these special interest groups. You can share your content on your business page into these groups. And so this is a post from a lodging business that was posting about hiking, and we shared it into a hiking group that had 20 to 30,000 followers. We got additional 2,300 reach or impressions here just by sharing this post into a Facebook group. Number 15, market your channels. It's amazing how much people don't ask their customers to follow them on social media. And when you do get them as a follower, you have them for the lifetime of your channels. So really work hard on getting followers to your pages. I always try and put widgets on my websites that shows the feed as it's coming up and then to encourage people to follow, but you can put your email signature, social media icons on your email signature. You can put it in your e-newsletter. I see people putting in their business card. Always be marketing your channels and get them included in asking people to follow you. Start tracking your analytics. A lot of people do this already, but I'll just fly through this. On your business suite, here's the easiest and best way to find that, in my opinion. If you click on the Insights tab there on the left-hand side, you'll be brought to this overview where you can see all your paid reach, your Facebook reach, and your Instagram reach all in one location. On the top right-hand side, you can edit the date ranges. So you can go back a year, you can do year over year, you can go last month. And then from there, you can export that and bring it to your boss and show them how many people you have brought to his business or for any type of reporting purposes. It can all be exported. You can do a specific report just on your paid reach here for both Facebook and Instagram. And then in your content location here, you can see some of your best performing posts. And what I tell people is to go back in and look at this and just see, is there any reoccurring themes? Or am I posting in a certain manner to make these posts do better than the rest of my content? And if so, how can I start replicating that and building content around some success that I've had in the past? And then lastly, go into your audience as well. See the age and gender gap. You may be skewed towards men or skewed towards women. That may change the content and tone of your content. And then also top cities. This is a shocking one to me for a tourism bureau. I thought LA, San Francisco, and San Diego would be our top followers on our pages, but you can see there Bakersfield #2 in terms of the top cities that follow our page. That to me says that a lot of our visitors are from Bakersfield, coming from Bakersfield, and we really need to look about putting more effort and more marketing dollars into that region. Number 17, check on your competition. There is a spot in Facebook where you can go and add pages to watch and compare it to your page. And so I do this for all my businesses and business competitors. If I am a retail business and I'm following all the other retail businesses in my town or my neighborhood, I want to see how many posts are they doing, What does their engagement look like? And what do their total fans look like? Are they beating me? Why are they beating me? What does their content look like that mine doesn't? Or am I the king of the hill here and I'm doing the best job? You want to compare your page to other pages and other businesses that are like-minded to see kind of where you're ranking. If you have Google Analytics that track website visitation to your website, always be checking your social conversions on Google Analytics. See how many people are coming from Facebook, Instagram stories, Instagram, Twitter, all of your channels. Is there something that stands out? I see here that Instagram stories is a big one for this page. That means that we probably want to focus more on not static posts, but more Instagram stories that link to our website, because that's how people are clicking through. So again, looking at your audience and catering your marketing and your channels to how people engage with you. If you're not using AI, you got to jump on this bandwagon. This is a basic, I think most people are at this point, but I'm just going to go through a few things that can make your life a whole lot easier. I did this right before the presentation. I just wrote, write 30 one-line social media posts for Shots Bakery in Bishop, California. They are not a client, but I think they would do fantastic on social media. And it spit out in less than 30 seconds, 30 posts that I can copy and paste right into Facebook and Instagram and schedule out 30 days of content. All of this may not be exactly what you want, but again, you can keep asking them to give 30 more recommendations here. Something easy you can do to start building out content. The opposite, if you have an image that you took that it looks really great, but you need the copy for the post, you can just upload the image directly into ChatGPT and it'll spit out a beautiful post for you and you are done. So just cutting down the time and cutting down the work for you. The other thing I do is I had a client that sent me a 10-page document of branding guidelines and how they want pictures to look on social and how the look and feel of all of their posts should be. And what I did is I created a project in ChatGPT, uploaded that document, and now every time I ask ChatGPT to do something for that client, it brings in those brand guidelines from that saved document. And so everything that's being spit out is pulling from that brand tone and feel and look, the color guidelines, the font guidelines, it's all right there and being saved. And again, it's just way easier than having to reference back to that document and make sure you're still on brand. Number 20, you can also use AI for video. I use NVIDIA AI, but this is, I mean, you can use ChatGPT to write your script, upload your script to NVIDIA AI, upload AI voice-generated audio. This will bring in, you can upload your own video, or you can have AI generate the video, or use from their stock imagery and video. And it'll spit out video you can, in 30 seconds, 60 second, formatted in whatever way you want, with YouTube with the horizontal or a reel formatted. I use this all the time. It is a subscription based. I think it's about $65 at this point, but you can edit in this. It saves a ton of time, especially in a video dominated world. Number 21, use content-free websites for pictures and video. And so a lot of clients have businesses that don't have a ton of photography, or they just don't have that background. And so you can go into websites. This is Unsplash is what I use almost exclusively, and type in and search anything, and it's royalty-free pictures and videos that you can download for your personal use, for marketing, for commercials, for social media. You would be shocked at the library of free images that are professionally taken that you can use for your business. Pixelbay, Adobe has this. There are a bunch of businesses, but not only pictures and video, Unsplash is what I use almost exclusively. If you're not using Canva, it's a great option for light graphic design and templates. I use it for templates for Instagram stories, for special posts, obviously for e-newsletters and lots of other things, but there are thousands and thousands of templates on here on Canva that you can use for your social media platform. You can upload, again, your brand guidelines with your colors, your fonts, and then just drag and drop and edit the words on here, and then you can upload it straight to social media. How we doing on time? Good. Number 23, if you need help and you are feeling overwhelmed, like most people are, I recommend this website called Upwork. And it's a platform that connects people to contract workers from all over the world. And so I just Googled, or I put in here, I searched social media help. There are two people right here that you can hire for $7 an hour. And I usually go through and vet these people and make sure that and view their work and make sure that they're up to par with my business goals. But also you can hire graphic designers, you can hire copywriters, you can hire video editors, whatever you want. You can hire direct people on this, and you can do it two ways. You can search the person and then pitch the project to them and see how much they would charge. Or you can put your project up on the platform and then have people bid on it. But for me, it's the cheapest and best way to find things, to get things done fast and to find people who can do it right away at a very, very affordable price. Number 24, mix up your content. What I'm seeing a lot lately is just static pictures after static pictures. You got to mix it up a little bit. Going live is a great way to refresh your page. Go live as much as possible. Give people tours of your business. Talk about your openings. Talk about your specials, whatever you can do. Going live is fantastic. And video is always better than a static image. It does, create a lot more work for you, but you will get much better results. Think outside the box on whatever you can do to engage with your audience, creating an event, starting a poll, creating your own Facebook group around your business. Make sure you're engaging with your followers, posting memes, or even create a podcast. You got to think outside the box when it comes to your content and your delivery methods. The last one here before we wrap up for questions is an easy one, which is to just create some highlight covers for your Instagram page. I find a lot of people on Instagram will find your stuff organically and then go to your page and look at your profile and decide whether or not to follow you. And almost always they're not going to follow you. But if you can spice it up a little bit and get nice professional highlight covers on your page and make it stand out and make it feel unique and make it feel a little bit more professional, I have found the engagement rate to get people to convert to following my page significantly increases when we have professional highlight covers. So that's something easy you can do. There is templates in Canva. I've done them myself, and I've also hired people on Upwork to do that for me for less than $100. Last slide I have here, number 26, because Kelly said I had to do 26, which is always evaluate your success. I love to go into all of my posts that I've done over the last year, the last 30 days, and see what is working, what is not, and why, and then try and duplicate that success. Find common themes of what is working for your business, what are the posts that are converting, and then try and replicate that success. That's it for me, Kelly. I think we can take questions as a group here, but that's my presentation.
Fantastic, too. Okay, we do have time for questions, so hit that Q&A box. We'll also look at the chat in just a moment or two. But until we get to there, my phone, for some reason, I always get questions on my phone from the presenter. They don't end up in the Q&A. I guess they feel that I will read them before the other questions. But go to the Q&A box and I'll ask mine. And the ones that I got asked were, how do you use hashtags effectively?
Yeah, there's many hashtag strategy is probably a whole presentation we could do here on Webinar Wednesday. And there's many paths to being successful through that. I've seen many different versions. My favorite is to pick your brand hashtag, one or two that you always will use, and always put that in your copy. And then in the comment section below, that's where you put a bunch more that are more relevant to get your post to go out further. Don't use hashtags on Facebook. It's not part of their algorithm. It has nothing to do with Facebook. So don't use hashtags on Facebook, but it's critical and integrated to Twitter, X, and Instagram.
Okay, and my second question is, you had spoke a little bit about micro boosting your older post. So micro boosting your older post to the tune of $5 to $10 per post, is that something you would do daily?
No, that's something I would do. I don't know, maybe every 6 months. Is to just go back and look and see if there's anything worth putting out an extra $5 to $10 on, or if your page is becoming stagnant to the point where you're just not seeing any results, it's a great way to kind of jumpstart your page and get it back in front of people. Generally I tell businesses about $300 a month is a good starting budget for small businesses, but $5 to $10 micro boosting is an easy and effective way to kind of jumpstart your page again.
Okay, some questions and answers. I missed the beginning part of the presentation. Will the link be provided? You will be receiving, probably about over the weekend, a link for the recording of this, and then all resources that are in our chat right now, and other features as well. So yes, absolutely. Any tips for LinkedIn post, Jeff?
LinkedIn posts. It's something that I don't do very much of. And I think there's a whole world kind of built around that. But I think just stick to the basics on posting on what is working for you, and then duplicating that success, seeing what other people are doing and what's working on the platform. And then look at ads on LinkedIn as well. I've done that for a few businesses, but it's more built around recruitment. But we have LinkedIn, influencers that are just posting every single day on that platform. For me, being a business, I'm helping businesses and small businesses. It's just not a platform that I use frequently.
Okay, the next question. Can you get someone on Upwork.com to do a complete website for my company? So let me start. Let me start with that.
Yeah.
At the SBDC, I've been around long enough to where we would build websites. And what we found is that after we built them, people didn't update them. And so it kind of went away with doing that. So the answer to that is no, I'm sorry. You would need to update your own, but then we could bring in really qualified individuals like Jeff Simpson, and he can coach you on how to get the maximum bang for the buck out of the website that you create. I hope that helped. Next question. How will I know I'm doing good? Is 100 followers a month good?
It is all relevant to, I guess, your goals and your business size. Are those 100 people actively engaged and coming and spending money in your business? If the answer is yes, then 100 is perfect. I'd rather have 100 engaged people that are spending money in my business than 10,000 people who never see any of my content and don't follow me at all, right? We all see those pages that have 80 to 90,000 followers and there's just no one liking anything. So quality over quantity, and then are those converting to sales for your business?
Next question. If you use original art, how do you stop others from stealing it?
That's a great question, because my wife is an artist. She is in this realm and she just went through this whole process. So if you want to drop your email, I will respond to you privately after I talk to her. She's the expert. My wife is the expert on this.
Good to have experts in the family. Can you elaborate a little more on branding and how it works?
Branding, I think, is just your overall theme and topic of your business. What is your tagline? What does your business stand for? And then when we're talking about branding or branding guidelines for the content that you're delivering, you always want to be using your same font, your same colors, your same feel and tone and look. You don't want to be creating a new JPEG image for every time you're advertising something. It should be templated and look similar and feel similar. The font and color should always be the same, and the brand tone and feel should always be the same. You're building your brand. It's like Coca-Cola. They're not going to print a different font of Coca-Cola on their can. They are using that same font day in and day out. That is their brand identity.
Can we contact Jeff Simpson with questions or possible providing services? I would say go to our website, CSUB SBDC.com. Hit the green button that says request services or sign up or get started is what I think it actually says. And then sign up as an SBDC client, and somewhere in there say, hey, I want to talk to Jeff Simpson. That is the fastest way we can get you to see and meet with Jeff Simpson. And that way he gets paid through the SBDC for his fine work.
And it's free to you.
And it's free to you. What a deal. Okay, next question. What techniques are there for communicating for your customers? All the related businesses under a single ownership.
Say that again, Kelly. I'm not quite sure. I
Yeah, I didn't
understand.
read that one very well. Give me an over on that one.
Okay.
What techniques are there for communicating to your customers all the related businesses under a single ownership?
Give me an example, or how would that work? I'm not following.
Okay, so maybe I own 4 different businesses and it's all under the same LLC. And maybe I own a pharmacy, a burger joint, a dry cleaners, and I think I'm really getting out there now. And
Yeah.
a Chinese laundry. So there you go. I tried to at least read the last 2 together.
Yeah. I think,
Commonly,
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I think that the question is for me then, talking to this person, are your business users the same? And do they see your business as the big brand that has the sub branches? And if that's the case, then you only need one page, one brand fill, one identity. But if you have a dry cleaners and a dining location that have 2 different names under the same LLC, you need to be creating 2 different brands, 2 different channels, 2 different newsletters, 2 different looks and feel, because the customer, the end user, is not going to associate one name with a cleaner and a dining spot. It's got to be broken up in that. And then also, for a lot of my channels, like there's a lot of crossover between like Spanish speaking audiences and English speaking. Should we create 2 pages? There's a lot that goes into it. It's really about the customer. How do they find you? How do they interact with you? Is it worth it engaging in that audience specifically and creating other channels to get that business?
Okay, great stuff. Fascinating topic, fascinating information. I love the bonus pick, 26 tips today, not 25. So, Jeff, thank you so much. It's great having you as a resource for the Small Business Development Center, and being able to Zoom with you, I think, is a great benefit to our many clients out there. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Kelly. Thanks for having me.
And we're out of time. So for our guest today, Jeff Simpson, and also Michelle Genovese, I'm Kelly Beard, and we'll be back next week with webinar number 338 and the very, very, very missed Dr. Mark Evans coming back on economics. So everybody have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everyone.